Mental resilience is not a one-dimensional skill that can be learned in weekend seminars or evening classes. It can be acquired and trained, but it takes time and a great deal of self-awareness. The best way to understand the effects of resilience is to look at people who have already reached this peak. They are emotionally and psychologically stable, not easily upset, and when talking to them, you get the feeling that they know exactly what they want to achieve. In very simplified terms, we could say that resilience and mental endurance are made up of the following 8 building blocks. If you like our videos, feel free to support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Psychology in Mind, activate the bell for notifications, and get excited for new videos uploaded every day. Number 1. Honesty. Being honest requires courage and self-awareness. Doing the right thing is not always the easier path. Regardless of the circumstances and what other people may think of it, honesty is needed with others, but most of all, with ourselves. Most of what stresses us psychologically and eventually overwhelms us results from a life that is not our own. We live it vicariously for the desires and expectations of others or have sacrificed it in the pursuit of security. At this point, self-awareness chimes in. It is never too late to realize that you have drifted far from the person you once were. Desire and reality must then be brought closer together again. Number 2. Ability to develop and learn. Life never stops and rarely gives us a breather. The next change against which we are powerless may already be lurking around the next corner. Change, which every life and every daily routine is subject to, cannot be stopped. Ignorance and denial will not get us anywhere. So anyone who remains open to new things, is able to adapt and, to a certain extent, can still retain childlike curiosity and a kind of universal pioneering spirit for all situations in life, is clearly on the winning team as far as resilience is concerned. Number 3. Patience. It is for good reason that patience is considered one of the most desirable human virtues, even though it is certainly the most difficult to learn. It's the school of life that's able to teach us patience with the greatest impact. A certain inner calm and serenity directly relieves a whole lot of pressure from the overall equation that we call everyday life. Whoever knows that things just take their time until they get rolling can relax to some extent until then and look forward to the good times. But if we want everything at any price and want it now, we will only sabotage ourselves and end up with nothing. Pathological ambition, which can increase to the point of obsession, will lead us to the edge of physical and psychological exhaustion, but certainly not to the goal. Number 4. Resourcefulness. Anyone who has been given creative problem-solving skills as one of their many gifts in life can rejoice in several ways. Firstly, the matter of anticipation and patience becomes much easier to deal with. And secondly, with this ability, we will never get into real embarrassment. People who have a solution ready for every problem, and not vice versa, are the real survival artists and all-rounders among us. Experienced survivors know that a plan B is usually not enough. Plan C, or even D, must therefore not be missing in the very personal creative workshop of these life artists. Number 5. Discipline. Discipline is the be-all and end-all if you want to be successful in something. It helps resilience because it teaches us to persevere and to remain consistent. All the goals that we humans could set for ourselves will not be achievable from one day to the next. Many hastily throw in the towel and give up. As a result, frustration, self-doubt, and a significant loss of self-esteem make themselves felt by us. Discipline prevents this and helps us through every rough patch, even if it's not always fun. Number 6. Determination. If we really want a thing, we will find a way to follow through. If we don't want to, we'll find 100 excuses or more. Iron will is a powerful tool in the fight against mental overload. Resilience has a lot to do with our willpower and how well we have a handle on ourselves. We can't always be strong and invincible, but the sooner we get back on track after a little slump, the better. Life is sometimes demanding, exhausting, and unfair, but if you let such mishaps immediately send you running, you will always be the loser and never the winner. Number 7. Planning ahead. Stress results from the inability to manage one's time. This quote of unknown origin may sound merciless and cynical, but unfortunately it corresponds to the unpalatable truth. Of course, we cannot foresee every event that demands our attention, but cross our hearts, most people can at least roughly estimate what tomorrow will look like. If you start each day with a chaotic kickoff, are continuously late for work, and are always faced with the empty fridge and hungry faces in the evening, you should work on your time management skills as soon as possible. Stress is the main cause of mental overload. If possible, don't create it yourself. Number 8. Optimism. Last but not least, it probably comes as no surprise that people who have adopted a positive attitude in life are more resilient. A cheerful, contented person is less prone to setbacks and copes better with the occasional bad experience. Optimists know that tomorrow the sun will shine again, and one lousy day doesn't make a bleak life. Those who manage to keep looking ahead, set themselves new goals, and let anticipation rule will walk through their world with a stable mind. Today's conclusion: don't let it get you down. If you let life dictate how you react and feel, you have long since lost control over it. If you can't get rid of the feeling that you are being driven through your days like a ghost ship in a storm, it is high time to act. Reclaim your life. These 8 building blocks are the tools that will make you a stronger, more balanced, and as a result, a much happier person. That's it for today. Thanks very much, and see you soon.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.